Hello friends, in this video we will learn about drip feed, what it is and how we can use it in our panel. Let's start with what is drip feed. So drip feed is actually a feature which allows your customers to repeat their orders without manually logging into your site and then placing their orders multiple times. At times there may be a requirement of your customer that they want to place same order on their profile after every 30 minutes. So this kind of requirement can be there. To fulfill this requirement of theirs, what you need to do is just enable the drip feed feature for your service. If you do that, they will be able to place drip feed order. How you can do that is something we will discuss later on in this video. So for the services where you have enabled it, your customer need to provide two additional inputs so that they can place a drip feed order. First is runs, where they will specify how many times they want to repeat their order, and the second one is interval. That is how much time interval in between those orders they want. Suppose a customer of yours wants 100 followers every 30 minutes for say 15 times. So what they need to do is specify 15 as runs, 30 as interval and place their order. This particular order will be saved as a drip feed order on your site, and first run from this order will happen within 60 seconds after the order is placed. After this first run, the second run will happen after 30 minutes, and in the same way total 15 runs of that order will trigger within interval of 30 minutes from each other. Once all of these 15 runs are triggered and completed, the drip feed order will be marked as completed. From your end, you just need to enable drip feed in the service. That is the only thing required from you. From your customers end, they just need to provide two more inputs, that is runs and intervals, and then they can place a drip feed order. Now let's see how we can actually enable this drip feed in our service. So we need to go to settings and then services. We will try to find a service to make it drip feed. Let's see this one. Okay, so let's edit it. Here we can see that drip feed option is here at the bottom side. We just have simple yes and no options here. On selecting yes, it shows a new field called drip feed next order trigger with two options. The first one is wait for last order, and the second one is when interval is lapsed. Wait for last order means that a new run will not trigger unless the last run of the drip feed order is not already completed. It will just wait for it to complete. So if there are 5 runs, the first one is triggered, and for the second one interval has lapsed. The second one will still not trigger until the first one is completed. But if you just want that, it should simply trigger next run when user's given time interval is lapsed, whether last order is completed or not. In that case, you should select the other option, which is when interval is lapsed option. In this case, if user had provided 15 minutes as interval, the next order will always be after 15 minutes of the previous order. Whether the previous one is completed or not, it does not matter. So based on your own preference, you can set up your drip feed in your panel, and you must also utilize these new options that we have provided, which were not there earlier. These are good for your setup. So one more thing which is quite important for you to know is that this drip feed processing, this entire processing will happen on your panel. It will not happen on your seller's panel. It will happen on your panel. So for example, there is a drip feed order for 5 runs. Those 5 runs will be triggered on your site, and each of those 5 runs will be sent to your seller site for fulfillment one by one. So if there are 5 runs, there will be 5 orders on your site, and those 5 orders will go to the seller site for fulfillment. Which also means that whether your seller has marked this particular service as drip feed or not, you can make it drip feed on your website. So you can make any service a drip feed service on your website, whether your seller has it as a drip feed or not. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let's save this one and proceed ahead. To keep a track of drip feed orders, we have added this new drip feeds page under admin section. Here you can see that all drip feed orders are here. You can also check all orders triggered by a particular drip feed order. So all the runs you can see from here. You can check that from this particular link, and then this option under the actions menu as well. You can click on actions and access these options. It's there in all the orders. As you can see, for a pending order, we have options like pause, cancel, and complete. So if you click on pause, the order will be paused and there will not be any further orders runs triggered for that particular repeat order. If you click on cancel, for the remaining quantity, there will be a refund and the order will be marked as cancelled. And if you click on complete, irrespective of whether there is something remaining to be delivered or not, the order will be marked as completed and there will not be any kind of refund to the customer. Now let's check the user mode for the service that we marked as drip feed. So if we go there, when we click, so here is the drip feed option. As you can see, for the service that we had marked, here it is. You can see drip feed is there. User can specify the runs to specify how many times the order needs to be placed, and then yeah, user can also specify the interval, that is how much time gap there will be in each of those runs. They can specify that as well, and then they can place their order. So in case your service has this next order trigger as set up as wait for last order, in that case the order will not trigger after this interval. It will wait for the last order to complete, and when last order is complete and the time interval has lapsed, then the next order will trigger. Otherwise it will wait for it. User can also check their drip feed orders in its separate history page. So here it is, and let's click on the pause button. You can see it's paused now, and resume button is appearing. User can resume it too. So just like admins, user can also see the runs triggered from a particular drip feed order. They just need to click here. All triggered order for it will appear here. As you can see, all the orders are appearing here. So that is it. There is nothing too complicated in the drip feed process. You can use it, make your services drip feed, and allow your customers to automate their orders. That will definitely increase your business as well. Have a good day.